All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Auto Club. Clay Kirchenbauer, Brian Hewitt have the front row. Andrew Thornton and Tyler Ott on the second row. Jade Briette, Cody Kennedy on the third row. David Lux and Edmund Jones on the fourth. Richie Joplin, Alberto Alvarez rounding out the top 10. Albert Brand and Vern Spring 11th and 12th. Patrick Pieper in 13th, Colby Whipple in 14th, Austin Ruskoff in 15th, Ryan McDaniel back in 16th, Eric W. starting in 17th, Colin McDonough with the late session qualifying effort starting in 18th, Richard Cragen in 19th. Pace car is rolling, 19 cars on the grid. I have to think, DJ, you're within about a lap. I think you're probably pretty darn close. Remember, this is the first time a lot of these drivers have ever been in these cars. The setup, the driver said, was a little bit on the tight side, and aero push was a big problem in practice. We'll see if the guys can find a way to overcome it. Passing here will be wild. Some cars will be able to pick up 5 spots in a lap just slingshotting by. This is gonna get wild, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take one last deep breath. Here, oh no, we've got a crash on the green flag. Caution is out. Something happened between Colin McDonough and Ryan McDaniel. See if we can see what happened. Oh, looks like Colin may have just jumped the start a hair. Gets into Ryan's back bumper. Ryan does get it going. I expect both drivers on pit road. Well, that's a new one, even for me. DJ making a very, very good point in these cars. The speed difference due to the draft, it can fool the drivers. They don't realize how quickly they're slingshotting up to the driver ahead. Can fool the driver if they're not concentrating. Things could go wrong. Looks like the field is waiting on the pace car. Do believe I saw Ryan headed for pit road. Pace car finally catching up to the pack. Ryan McDaniel has gone to pit road. Remember, they do have 2 fast repairs here tonight. Definitely beneficial, as a lot of the drivers out here have never driven these cars before. They'll get stacked back up. I'm betting we have a quickie caution once Ryan gets back out on track, and Alberto Alvarez has just towed to pit road. See if we can see what happened with Alberto. There he sits in the middle of the track just waiting for everybody to get by as pace car had just caught up, and looks like when he stopped he got into the wall. Take another look at this and see. There's Alberto. I'm not 100% sure what the heck happened there. Ryan McDaniel is back out on track. And he does manage to maintain the lead lap as the lights go back out. Most of these drivers will have to make, everybody will have to make one pit stop here tonight. Austin Ruskoff has dived in to top off on fuel. No, he did not dive in. He just got down on by pit road. He did not go to pit road. As I was saying, all the drivers will have to make a pit stop. They can go about 35 to 40 laps on a tank. These extra pace laps definitely going to extend that by a couple of laps. Alberto Alvarez is rolling back off pit road. He will be one lap down. Well, C12 Motorsports' first ever IndyCar race off to a bumpy start, but I suspect this restart, we're going to see a lot of action as here we go. That green flag is in the air. Looks like Barney the Flagman a little bit slow tonight. Clay Kirchenbauer takes advantage, shoots out to the lead. Mid-pack, already see some guys looking for 3 wide. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. 3 wide, Edmund Jones trying to come up the middle. Oh! Edmund bangs into the car on the outside. 2 cars in the wall. Caution is out. Cody Kennedy, David Lux involved. This will benefit Alberto Alvarez. Should get him waved back to the lead lap. Now that incident started up here by Edmund. Let's see if we can see. Watching Cody Kennedy up on the high side. Edmund just bangs into him. Cody flies. David Lux has nowhere to go. Wow. Definitely a bumpy start out here tonight. Cody Kennedy has got the car fixed. Is back out on track. Alberto Alvarez being waved back to the lead lap. David Lux did tow it in. So there will be, he will end up being a lap down. A bumpy start here at Auto Club, but we could see as they were coming down the back straightaway, everybody was getting racy very quickly. Brian Hewitt did manage to get past Kirchenbauer and take the lead. Tyler Ott in third, but the biggest mover so far, Eric W. up 9 spots into 8th. Also on the move, Vern Spring up 6 spots into 6th. Colby Whipple up 5 spots into 9th. Oh, and I stand corrected, the biggest mover is Richard Cragen, who started dead last, up 7 spots into 12th. I suspect this time we might see a little bit more patience and a little bit more cautious driving. Lights go out. They begin to stack back up for the restart. Alberto Alvarez back on the lead lap has ducked into pit road. David Luck still sitting on pit road waiting to get that car repaired. Drivers all stacked back up side by side, ready to go. Still 18 cars on the lead lap. If Lux doesn't get off pit road soon, he's going to end up 2 laps down. Alvarez has completed his stop. He is back there at the back. Brian Hewitt will be in control of the restart. We saw what an advantage that restart was for Clay a moment ago. Can Brian get away and get far enough away from Ryan McDaniel to not have any problems here tonight? Pace car is in. Into the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Hewitt does not get as good a restart as Kirchenbauer. Tyler Ott already moving around. Will he go up the middle? Out of turn 2. They were 3 wide coming off 2. Cragen continuing his march to the front in that blue and pink car. 3 wide through 3 and 4. 4 wide briefly. Remember a moment ago, right before the restart, when I said we were likely to see the drivers be a little bit more cautious? Here we go. 2 cars into the outside wall. Caution is back out. Jade Briette involved in this. I believe Eric was as well. Let's take a look. Get a different angle. Now looking down from the blimp as they go off. And it looks like some net code at play. Looked like Eric came up and a little net code into Jade sent him into the wall. Ouch. Jade Briette did toe to pit road. I expect we'll see Eric in this time as well. Yeah, his wing is broke and his nose cone is barely hanging on. Without Bob Ross on his car, he seems to be struggling a bit here. Tyler Ott has the lead now. Hewitt in second. Colby Whipple up 11 spots into third. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth. Richie Joplin now in fifth. Andrew Thornton in sixth. Vern Spring, Patrick Pieper, Alberto Alvarez, and Richard Cragen round out the top 10. Most importantly, Ryan McDaniel is now in 11th and Hewitt in second. They're only about 9 cars apart. Eric W. has been in, gotten repaired, gone back out. Austin Ruskoff and Hello Kitty also went to pit road. Looked like a fuel stop. Of course, Eric is the league owner for SMR, who we do the Gen 4s on Sunday night. Those races have several pit stops because they run such a light fuel load. I've noticed that Austin is very, very careful to always come in and top off on fuel under caution, regardless of what kind of car he is in or who he's racing with. Lights go back out on the pace car. And I'm not even going to bother saying the drivers will be more cautious. We saw in that last restart, that just ain't going to happen. Richard Cragen, who did not qualify, started dead last, has come through literally all the chaos. He is up 10 spots in the ninth. Colby Whipple up 11 spots into third. This may come down to those two drivers when it's all said and done. Hey, good evening, Abraham. Good evening, everybody from Bucks Gaming. Hope everybody coming in is having a great night and hoping we're about to see an awesome race pop off here. Pace car is in. Tyler Ott in control. Lux is back out. Green flag back in the air. Oh, problems up top. Very close call there. 3 wide. Coming down into turn 1. Nobody's showing any patience here. Things getting really wild up at the front as Colby Whipple goes for the lead up top. Oh, we've got one in the wall. No caution yet. Somebody just tapped the wall in the front stretch. Hey, thanks for the raid, Bucks, so much. Welcome in, all the Bucks Gaming folks. Oh, big wreck, back straightaway. Andrew Thornton involved. Brian Hewitt involved. Caution is back out. and let's see what happened. There's Thornton up top. Hewitt now on the inside. Oh, Hewitt just comes up. Taking a look from the blimp. There's Hewitt in the middle as they come out of two. Just comes up across Thornton's nose. I believe that was... Wow. That was Alberto Alvarez up there on the high side in the UPS car that got caught up and actually drove Hewitt down the backstretch a little ways. Andrew Thornton, Alberto Alvarez, David Lux, Richard Cragen all on pit road. Brian Hewitt also on pit road. He had to tow it in. Eric also bringing it in. Austin, of course, bringing the Hello Kitty car in. A lot of drivers just coming in to top off on fuel with the early cautions. You never know when this thing is going to go green for a long period of time. The drivers, as I mentioned, 35 to 40 laps on a tank of fuel. We're on lap 15 of a 60-lap race, so some of these drivers could make it from lap 20 to the end. Jade Briette also coming in. Richie Joplin currently scored in the lead. Colby Whipple still holding on to second. Tyler Ott in third. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth. Vern Spring in fifth. Pieper in sixth. Cody Kennedy up to seventh after that extremely wild ride. Ryan McDaniel now up into eighth. Colin McDonough in ninth and Albert Brand in 10th. Lights are back out on the pace car. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of great YouTube shorts out in the next few days after this one. In fact, at this rate, I may never get caught up on ATS shorts. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night at 8 Eastern as the Unicorn leads the Convoy Trucking. I don't know if tomorrow night is ATS or ETS2 off the top of my head. Whatever it is, they'll be on trucking, having some chaos and shenanigans. And of course, if you're a trucker, you're welcome to join anytime. All right, here we go. Still 16 cars on the lead lap. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Richie gets a good shot to the lead. Ott slides up to the high side in second. Nobody going three wide yet. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Now starting to see some 3 wide as drivers trying to make their way forward. Pieper on the march. Whipple to the high side. 3 wide across the start-finish line. Ryan McDaniel back in 10th. When he comes out of turn 4, we'll dial up his in. Oh, caution is back out. We've got cars in the infield. Cody Kennedy, Albert Brand, Vern Spring, all involved, lap 18. See what happens. They come out of turn 2. Look like somebody got into Whipple. Albert Brand, looks like Whipple kissed the wall. Brand another driver tried to go 3 wide. Brand on the bottom just got yeeted. Looks like that was Vern trying to get, Vern gets caught up, sent hard hit for Vern Spring. Tyler Ott took the lead. Pieper into second. Ritchie in third, and Whipple is coming in. Austin Ruskoff coming in as well. He'll top off. Albert Brand coming in due to damage to the car. Clay Kirchenbauer's the driver stuck in the middle. On his way in. Several drivers in for fuel only. Vern Spring also on pit road. He had to tow it in. We are at lap 20, which means some of these drivers can go the distance. Some of the drivers will be able to go the distance on fuel from this stop. Likely why we're seeing so many more in right now. Hey, good evening, John. It may turn into a battle of attrition here tonight, that is for sure. I will say, as we mentioned at the start, this is the first time some of these drivers have ever been behind the wheel of one of these cars. They actually had a very long practice session earlier on. But we are starting to see signs of getting some green flag racing in every restart. They're going a little bit further. Hey, good evening, Kenny. Oh, Kenny, you ought to buy it. You could do the Brickyard next year. Lights are back out on the pace car. Tyler Ott, Patrick Pieper in control. And you know what we haven't done tonight? We haven't cranked up the volume yet. So what do you say on this restart? I'll stop talking. We'll crank it up. Let you guys crank up the volume and listen to all this horsepower. Brian Hewitt is back out on track. Vern Spring is out on track. David Lux. So listen to 19 700 horsepower race cars going around this track at full volume. All right, here we go, folks. Green flag is in the air. Crank it up, y'all. Caution is back out. Looks like David Lux involved. He has towed it in. Lux was slow coming through 1 and 2, and that was the big mistake. All the drivers said you cannot go to the apron tonight. Looks like he was trying to get the car back to speed, got to the apron and went around. Likely to be a quickie caution. Only a one-car accident, so we're likely to see him get back green very quickly. As I mentioned a moment ago, all the drivers were talking about, some of the drivers attempted to make the move down to the apron, like we would see in full-body cars here. But for the most part, coming back up off of it or even getting down onto the apron just caused the drivers to lose control of the car. Lights are already out. We're going back racing. Tyler Ott still in the lead. Richie Joplin right beside him. Patrick Pieper in third. Eric W. now 13 spots into fourth. Richard Cragen also up 13 spots into sixth. Colin McDonough, who got 0 practice and 1 lap of qualifying, up 11 spots into seventh. Don't forget, next Wednesday night, they take the Indy cars to Iowa. Hey, good evening, Mark. Thank you so much for the stars, buddy. Cody has had a bit of a rough night, Mark. Pace car back in. Green flag back in the air. They are back underway. Andrew Thornton going to the high side, almost went 3 wide. Richie Joplin has reclaimed the lead. Eric W. on the move, trying to get past Pieper. 3 wide for the lead. Pieper has a huge run. And we talked about it during pre-race. The slingshot here is huge. And there you see the speed Patrick Pieper is running right now. 222, 223 miles an hour. Some of these cars back in the draft doing in excess of 230 on the front stretch. promised to get in a car a moment ago. Riding along with Albert Brand back in the pack. Across the start-finish line, 235 miles an hour down into turn 1. Feathering the throttle through the 1 and 2. This track very, very bumpy. These high downforce cars really help with the bumps, but once one of these cars gets out of control, it is impossible to save one. And 2:29 at the start-finish line. Albert Brand did that lap in 32.67 seconds. Richie Joplin, Tyler Ott battling for the lead. Pieper had slipped back, now up on the high side. Patrick Pieper on the attack. Andrew Thornton and now Cody Kennedy back up in the mix. Cody's 4 wide going. Oh, here we go. One car riding the wall, several cars in the wall. It is the big one. Well, we did say early on, if it pops off, it'll pop off big. They were 4 wide as they headed down into turn 1. Andrew Thornton just got loose. The car behind, nowhere to go, gets into him and sends him up into Cody. Jay Briette back behind, couldn't have almost avoided it. I believe Eric W. coming down got into him. Andrew Thornton in this mix gets hit multiple times. Hey, good evening, David. Yeah, 4 wide didn't work real well. Cody Kennedy, Eric W., Jay Briette, Colby Whipple, all had to toe to. Actually, it looked like Colby may have had a different problem. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, Colby did get caught up in that. He did have a small issue. Riding on board with Whipple. You can see that right front bouncing all over the place. He just had no control. Patrick Pieper, Andrew Thornton, Alberto Alvarez, Austin Ruskoff, Ryan McDaniel all came in. Yeah, David, that front tire comes in handy. Definitely been a wild race so far. And Cody Kennedy officially out of the race. A heartbreaking night for Cody. Let's see if we can get a quick word. Hey, Cody, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, You definitely had the roughest night of anybody out there. Hate to see that you're done early, but more importantly, that second crash you were in, you whipped flying all the way down the fence. I'm impressed you walked away.
Yeah, that was honestly, there was not even a contact. Like when Angel got loose, and then iRacing considered as a contact, and we probably had like 15 feet of net code, and it just launched me.
It's definitely been a difficult night for you, but I have to ask, were you having a good time, or the rest of the drivers enjoying the green flag racing they've got to do?
Yeah, we're actually having a good time in Discord and laughing at each other. So it's if it was any normal night, it probably would have been a argue fest. But surprisingly, we are just having fun. We all don't have like no experience with these cars, so that makes it even better.
Well, man, it was definitely quite a show. Looking forward to next week in Iowa. I'll let you and your crew get to work loading the car, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Cody Kennedy out of the race, unfortunately. Pace car back in. Here we go. Tyler Ott, Richie Joplin on the front row. Green flag back in the air. And it looked like Eric had a problem on the No, Eric is blinking badly. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide. Clay Kirchenbauer on the attack, but caution is back out. Looks like Whipple may have been involved. Let's see if we can see what happened. There's Colby coming down toward turn 1. Oh, that looked like he had a technical problem. He goes down into the grass, goes for a spin. He does recover it quickly, likely going to need new tires. But he is going. Tyler Ott, Richie Joplin, Clay Kirchenbauer, Edmund Jones, Colin McDonough, the top 5, Alberto Alvarez, Albert Brand, Patrick Pieper, Richard Cragen, and Ryan McDaniel, your top 10. Ryan currently in 10th, Hewitt in 12th. They should start nose to tail. That could be dangerous. Tyler Ott coming in. Austin Ruskoff coming in. And my mistake, folks, I wrote down 60 laps. Obviously, the race is 100 laps. And we were talking about fuel window, 35 to 40 laps. Even if they come in now, they will still need one more pit stop from here. Cody, I may take you up on that here in a bit. Well, the first ever C12 Motorsports IndyCar Series gets off to a bumpy start. Next week we go to Iowa. Taking these cars short track, and sure will be interesting. Week 3, we are at Homestead. Week 4 at Watkins Glen, the only road race in this series. And the final week, we will be at the Brickyard. Lights are out. They will stack back up for the restart. Richie Joplin out front in control. Clay Kirchenbauer now in second. He had a big run for the lead right before that caution. And it looks like they may be setting up to go single file. Austin Ruskov once again topped off on fuel. Eric W. Cody Kennedy both on pit road awaiting repairs, but I suspect those repairs are so extensive they won't make it back out. Jade Briette, Fern Spring, Colby Whipple all still on track, but all one or more laps down. Still 13 cars on the lead lap. This single file restart ought to make things a little interesting. It might take them a little longer to get 3 and 4 wide. Green flag is back in the air. Richie got a big jump on that start. Colin McDonough tried to make the run down to the bottom. Edmund shut the holy cow. Edmund way out of shape, gathers it up. They both lost a ton of momentum. Clay Kirchenbauer now looks to the high side. Bieber up into third, Alberto in fourth, and Albert in fifth. Andrew Thornton coming back into the mix. Now this is the same car that they run the Indy 500 in every year. Some of these drivers have done that race, giving them a distinct advantage as Clay Kirchenbauer goes to the lead. Clay was leading at the line. Richie makes the move to the high side. Pieper and Alvarez right behind. Everybody settling back in too wide for the moment. Colin McDonough back up to speed, as is Edmund Jones. And Alvarez going for the lead. It is 3 wide at the front. But Patrick Pieper shoots through the middle. Pieper back in front. These high downforce cars can run just about everywhere on this track. They're able to move around. Richie takes the lead. Pieper has contact. Looking down from the How to Suck at iRacing blimp, Albert Brand in the blue and black car back there looked like he was about to make a big run. Has to check up just a little bit. Still a battle for the lead. Richie Joplin, Patrick Pieper. Alvarez looks up to the high side, can't get there yet. Alvarez has the run up top now. 3 wide for the lead. Edmund Jones back in the picture. Patrick Pieper leads at the line. Man, it does not seem to matter where you are. Your position can change. Oh, Edmund makes it 4 wide. Because that has worked so well here tonight. Pieper pulls out ahead again. They're 3 wide, 2 deep, mid-pack, and we've got a wreck, Thornton and Hewitt. Caution is back out. Andrew Thornton has towed to pit road, as has Brian Hewitt. See if we can see what happened. There's Thornton in the middle. Yellow and black car. Oh, looks like the car up top came down. It bounces off Thornton. Thornton has a hard hit to the inside. But it appears Hewitt had the roughest ride of them all. Hewitt down there on the bottom. Flips, tumbles several times. But he does stick the landing. That was Tyler Ott up on the high side that came down. Brian Hewitt, Andrew Thornton both on pit road. And it appears Thornton is out of the race. See if we can take another look at this incident from a different camera angle. See if this one will show us anything. Wow. Cody, I don't have the same cameras you do. I have an upgraded set. Unfortunately, I do not have that one anymore. Patrick Pieper now has the lead. Edmund Jones in second. Albert Brand in third. Colin McDonough in fourth. Alberto Alvarez in fifth. See if we can get a quick word with our new leader. Patrick, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, how you doing, Doug?
Man, it is getting wild out there tonight.
I was just saying to some of the guys, I wish I had a heart monitor right now just because I would have liked to see where it was at after that battle with Richie, because I was giving Eddie as much space as I could, and I was like, I felt like I was just rubbing into Richie coming out of the turn, and I was like, they're for sure wrecking, and they were wrecking, and I was like, oh my gosh.
It's definitely been wild to watch, but one thing I've noticed is you could be back in fifth place at the start-finish line and midway down the backstretch to the lead. You guys have the slingshot and enough run that you'll pick up 4 or 5 spots in half a lap.
Yeah, no, if you got cars that are side-by-side battling ahead of you and you're a few spots back and you can get a bit of a draft from a car in front of you and then start to latch on to those guys and then just, make a quick maneuver down low or up high, yeah, you can definitely gain a few spots really quick with the slingshot in this car.
Well, man, it's definitely been a wild one. I know you're up front now. I don't think that'll last very long based on what we've seen, but hopefully you'll be up there when it counts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to take a break there for a second. My house was whole shaking. I don't know if we're having a storm or if we just had an earthquake or something, but my whole house just shook. So I don't know what that was.
Well, stay safe out there, buddy, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Hopefully Peeper just having a storm, not an earthquake. Cody, you're absolutely right. I know exactly which one you're talking about. 10 years ago, there was quite a wild wreck here. Roughly 10 years ago. For the life of me, I don't remember who was involved, but yeah, it looked really similar to that incident with Hewitt. They are going single file on the restart, so let's try and crank it up. Patrick Pieper is coming in. Looks like a delay of the green. Patrick Pieper is stopped on pit road. Hopefully everything's okay. Cody, if you get a chance, see if you can give me an update, buddy. Lights are out on the pace car, so we should go back to green this time. Edmund Jones in the lead. Pieper is back out on track. Looks like everything is okay. But now Edmund Jones in the lead. Albert Brand in second. Colin McDonough in third. Alberto Alvarez in fourth. Tyler Ott in fifth. Pace car is back in. Let's crank it up, y'all. Folks, that is what 16 cars with 700 plus horsepower doing well over 220 miles an hour sounds like. And thank you to Cody Kennedy, the wreck we were talking about from 10 years ago. You can look it up on YouTube after the race. Ryan Briscoe and Ryan Hunter here at Auto Club. 3 wide for the lead. Albert Brand has the run on the bottom. Oh, Edmund getting a little squirrely through 3 and 4. Gives Brand the advantage. Albert Brand to the lead for the first time. On the move up into the top 5. Ryan McDaniel. Ryan having a great race in these cars here tonight. Edmund Jones, Albert Brand still swapping that top spot. Alberto Alvarez goes to the high side. Will he have enough this time? Clay Kirchenbauer also starting to fight his way back up to the front. Clay in 6th. This group back here in the back are mid-pack. Whoa! Richie getting a little bit close to Pieper. These guys running just inches apart. No body panels to slam in or cushion an incident. If they touch, they've got problems. Tyler Ott in 9th. Jade Briette up to 10th. Richard Cragen in 11th. Keep an eye on Cragen. He has snuck his way to the front more than once here tonight. Just past the halfway point, Albert Brand still in the lead at the moment. Richie Joplin now back up the pack, pulling back together. Austin Ruskoff, Hello Kitty, still in the fight back at the back. Brian Hewitt is back out on track, but several laps down. Same with Colby Whipple and Vern Spring. Alberto Alvarez on the high side looking for the lead. Alberto has been close to leading multiple times tonight. Hasn't been able to get there. Edmund Jones now up top. And here comes Richie Joplin cutting through the field. Colin McDonough is back up front. Colin Curley scored in 5th. Man, when they go off into these turns, you see the driver struggling to hold a line. Sometimes driving these cars feels like it's point and click. Albert Brand still in the lead, but Richie Joplin has a move. Edmund Jones to the high side. Pieper, Alvarez, and McDonough right behind, as well as Kirchenbauer. Tyler Ott still lurking as well. Ott lost several positions through 1 and 2 that time. Hasn't seemed to really matter as long as you're in the draft. You are definitely still in the fight. Cody did make a very good point. These cars, the drivers talked about it, they have a big problem with getting aero tight, especially in the turns. Whoa, Richie and Albert very close through 3 and 4. You get behind another car in the turns here, and your car just wants to head to the wall. It's a fight, and a lot of these drivers have not been in or changed tires tonight. Clay Kirchenbauer sitting back in 6th. Edmund Jones on the bottom in 5th. Pieper in the middle. Clay lurking right behind. Tyler Ott coming back into the picture. Colin McDonough trying to make a move up the middle, currently in 10th. It is 3 wide through most of the field. Edmund Jones peaked, about made it 4 wide, because apparently these drivers have not learned yet, don't go 4 wide. Austin Ruskoff starting to make some moves. He's got a big run up top. Comes by Vern on the high side. Austin now up into 7th. Brand still has the lead. I had 1 or 2 drivers tell me in pre-race. Oh, we've got a wreck behind Tyler Ott. Edmund Jones involved. No caution yet. And it does not look like the caution is gonna fly. There's Ott up on the high side. Oh, comes down, gets into the other. Alberto Alvarez gets sent through the infield. Looks like he has lost his front wing. Edmund Jones just ahead. Richie Joplin up on the high side. And looks like Edmund just got loose. He slams the inside wall. Colin McDonough apparently got a little bit of damage. He has come to pit road. Alberto Alvarez on pit road. Colin McDonough on pit road. Looks like McDonough on his way back out. And everybody is now within the fuel window to go the distance from here. Did Colin hit pit road knowing he could make it? Edmund Jones is still on track despite damage. Jade Briette right behind him. And Austin Ruskoff has got a big run. He is now up into 3rd. Richie comes back by and takes 3rd for the moment. Pieper on the high side. As I mentioned, a lot of the drivers said they could make up that 4, 5, 6 spots very quickly with a slingshot, but getting past the leader was the hardest part. Colby Whipple officially out of the race. Edmund Jones has finally come to pit road. Albert Brand also in. Richie Joplin back to the lead. Pieper in 2nd. Ruskoff in 3rd. Clay now up into 4th. Richard Cragen. Mentioned it a little bit ago. Keep an eye on that car. He is now running in 5th. As final stops are underway. Colby said he is really enjoying these cars, had a ton of fun, and based on the drivers we have talked to here tonight, sounds like the entire field is having a blast. Iowa next week, man, that's going to be fun. Richie has contact with Pieper. Here comes Cragen up top. Cragen back in the lead fight. Tyler Ott also back in it. Ryan McDaniel has fallen back a bit, as has Briette. Albert Brand back out on track. Patrick Pieper, Richie Joplin still battling for the lead, and they are practically banging tires through the turns. Ruskov looked like he was setting up for a run, lost a little ground, but he may have that run now. Austin to the high side. Clay Kirchenbauer down below. Here comes Pieper. Patrick Pieper in for his final stop, and Ruskov, Hello Kitty, heads to the lead. I have to say, this series got off to a bumpy start. But since about lap 45, it is all coming together, and man, this is going to be a very exciting season. Pieper on his way back out. Richie in the lead at the moment. Ryan McDaniel on pit road. 6 cars in the lead pack at the moment. Big run for Ruskov into 3. Richie crosses over to the bottom. 3 wide at the line. Richie leading. Tyler Ott, Clay Kirchenbauer right behind, and Richard Cragen still lurking in the lead pack. "25 laps to go at Auto Club." Richie Joplin has suddenly started blinking. With Austin's little bit of blinking, this could get dangerous up front. Clay lurking behind as well. Richard Cragen just sitting back there, not making any big moves here. We saw Cragen make a couple of big runs to the front earlier on. Since then, he has been lurking in the draft, but at the back in a safe distance. Kirchenbauer now in second. Hewitt trying to get one of his laps back. Tyler Ott has come to pit road. Richie has the lead for the moment, but Clay right behind in second. Big run out of 2 for Clay. Can he get it done? Austin Ruskov now pulls up into second. Looks to the high side on Richie. It does appear that high line out of turn 4 doesn't work. But man, look at the run by Clay. That bottom line dang sure works. Off into 3. Clay moves into the lead. Clay's got the run at the line. Wow, Richie Joplin led at the line. Richie out front, Austin in second, Clay in third, Cragen in fourth, Jade Briette back in fifth. Patrick Pieper in 6th. Albert Brand in 7th. Tyler Ott in 8th. Ryan McDaniel in 9th. And Alberto Alvarez in 10th. Colin McDonough right there with him in 11th. Be interesting to see the pit strategy for these last few drivers. The top 5 have not been in yet. Here comes Richie. Here comes Clay. Austin stays out. Cragen stays out. Briette is also staying out. Ruskov in the lead. Richard Cragen has come in. Kirchenbauer on his way out, as well as Richie Joplin. Brian Hewitt is taking back one of his laps here. It does appear Hewitt may still have some damage on the right side of that car, but it is not affecting his speed at all. Cragen on his way back out. Oh, Austin has a big bobble out of turn 2. Patrick Pieper now up into 3rd, but Brand just took it from him. Richie Joplin, Clay Kirchenbauer, and Cragen right behind. Austin Ruskov and Jade Briette still have not been in. Jade is on his way down pit road. Austin is the last lead lap car to hit pit road. And Ruskov is bringing it down. Brian Hewitt also coming in. Patrick Pieper battling with Albert Brand for the lead. Richie Joplin, Clay Kirchenbauer, and Richard Cragen about 2.3 seconds back. They are gaining, but they're going to have to work together to get there in time to do anything with the leaders. Albert Brand reassumes the lead with 14 to go. Patrick Pieper looks to the high side. Richie Joplin and his little group still about 2.4 seconds back. They now have Tyler Ott grouped in with them. Hey, big shout out to Navy Joe Coffee for dropping by tonight. Richie Joplin, Clay Kirchenbauer, Richard Cragen, and Tyler Ott now single file, but not gaining much ground at the moment. Albert Brand, Patrick Pieper, though, still out front, side by side. Let's take a look at some of the speeds Richie Joplin is currently running. off to the high side. He's doing about 220, but he is slingshotting by. Does look like the pace has slowed down from earlier just a little bit. About 220 into the turns. And they are losing ground to the top two. Despite the fact that the leaders are battling side by side. .228 miles an hour into turn one for Albert Brand. I do not know how he and Pieper, just a two-car group, are so much faster, but they continue to pull away. 10 laps to go, coming to 9 to go. Still side by side. It looks like it may come down to these two drivers. It may actually come down to who makes the final move. And if I'm one of these two, I definitely want to be in second at the white flag and have the opportunity to slingshot to the lead. That second group now 2.8 seconds back. Ryan McDaniel leads a third group in seventh. Ryan McDaniel in seventh, Alvarez in eighth, Jade Briette in ninth, Colin McDonough in 10th. Austin Ruskoff and Hello Kitty got a penalty on pit road. They are back in 11th. Well, I said it a bit ago. The first half of this race, things were very, very bumpy. The second half of this race has been amazing. Pieper has been unable to get past Brand so far. 6 to go. Does he have anything left? Or is tonight the night Albert Brand gets his first ever C12 Motorsports win? Pieper had a much better run down the back straightaway that time. And the leaders do not have to worry about this group. It is now 3 seconds behind. Blake Kirchenbauer in 4th, Tyler Ott in 5th, Cragen in 6th. Ryan McDaniel still holding on to 7th, but Briette right there with him in 8th. Alvarez just behind in 9th, and Colin McDonough in 10th. 4 to go at the line. It was Albert. Pieper doing everything he can to get to the lead. He just can't find a way past. He needs the bottom. Albert Brand very wisely protecting that bottom line. Richie Joplin still holds on to 3rd, but Ott, Kirchenbauer, and Cragen still right there with them. Something tells me Cragen may end up beating all 3 of them. They come to the line. 2 laps to go. Pieper has the nose ahead into 1, but Brand, as soon as they get in the turn, reclaims the lead. Caution! Caution is out. We will go to a green-white checkered. And this will pull the whole field back together. Ryan McDaniel and Alberto Alvarez involved. Ryan on the bottom. Brian Hewitt comes down. And it's the Brian and Ryan battle continuing. Hewitt did catch some air there. No, I'm sorry. Alberto Alvarez caught air. Ryan and Brian just get together. Alvarez nowhere to go. Flies down half the front straightaway. Hey, good evening, Mark the Man Dantula. Yeah, it has been great racing the second half of this one. Remember, next Wednesday night, we will be at Iowa with the Indy cars. Next Tuesday night, we also have the C12 street stocks. Monday night, Jones BS Racing is back. And Sunday morning, GT3 NSS 11 Eastern. Sunday evening at 7:30 Eastern. The final recruitment race for the BRR Cup Series, followed by SMR Gen 4 at 9:30 Eastern. Frank, after that ride, you really gotta wonder if Alberto was able to walk away. Unfortunately, Alberto not available to talk to. And a lot of the cars on the lead lap just hit pit road. In fact, the only 2 that did not come in, Albert Brand and Tyler Ott. Brand is coming in. Brian Hewitt also on his way in. Tyler Ott is staying out. I imagine Alberto is shook up. You gotta wonder, man, what would that one be like if you were driving in a VR headset? We actually used to do the in-car replay of incidents like that, but several years ago we did one. It actually made somebody a little bit car sick, so we stopped. Tyler Ott, Clay Kirchenbauer, Richie Joplin, Richard Cragen, and Patrick Pieper, the top 5. Jade Briette, Austin Ruskoff, and Albert Brand round out the 8 cars on the lead lap. Hey, good evening, Aaron. Doing good, buddy. How are you? All right, folks, here we go. The green-white checkered from Auto Club. Single file restart. Pace car is in. Tyler Ott in control. Into the restart zone. He fires. Green flag is in the air. 2 laps to go. Tyler gets a bit of a gap on Clay. Remember, all the other drivers on the lead lap did come in. And fresh tires pays off. Clay shoots to the lead. Tyler Ott in second. Here comes Richie Joplin and the rest of the lead lap cars. Out of turn 4, white flag is in the air one more time around. Clay Kirchenbauer has the lead. Richie Joplin on the high side. Jade Briette in third. The side-by-side battle for the lead. Looking down from the blimp, Clay Kirchenbauer has the lead as they come out of 4. Clay Kirchenbauer gets the win by 5/100ths of a second. Richie Joplin comes home in second. Jade Briette pulls off third. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Jade. Jade, congratulations on the podium. That was one heck of a race.
That was nuts. I don't know what I'm doing in these cars, man.
I think about half the field didn't know, at least at the start, but man, by the end of the race, it definitely looked like you had figured something out.
Yeah, just gas pedals on the right. That was the whole strategy.
Well, man, that strategy definitely paid off. That was one heck of a finish, one heck of a race, and great job, great finish, man.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Doug.
Jade Briette comes home in third. Richie Joplin coming home in second. Richie, man, that was quite a finish, and you came from a little bit deeper in the field. You were at the front most of the night. Man, it was just exciting, nonstop.
Yeah, it's like fifth time I ever raced these Indy cars, so I'm still learning. I'm picking people's brains, trying to figure them out. Yeah, I don't know. That one time me and Patrick touched, I don't know how I saved it and didn't cause a big wreck. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I liked the battles, the draft, the catch up, and how you had to time it just right to run. I mean, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
I have to say, there was more than one time when you and Peeper were battling for the lead. You guys knocked tires. How the heck you guys kept holding on to them is beyond me, but man, that was amazing.
I had a bunch. I had a lot of fun. I don't know how I saved it and how we just kept on hitting each other, and it just wasn't enough to really send us out and spinning or anything. So I guess lucky, I guess.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You got it done tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for broadcasting and all that.
My pleasure, man. And finally, our winner, Clay Kirchenbauer. Clay, I talked to you before the race. Indy's been doing all the driving. I asked you if you remembered how to drive a race car. You just answered it.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I had some damage there from that last yellow, and I didn't realize it. Got a hunch that I had some there when I kept trying to pull out to the lead, and it felt like dropping anchor. And then I made my last pit stop, and I had my fast repair unchecked, and it said, "We can't fix the damage." So I knew I was toast, and so that's why I thought my only shot to win there was when that yellow came out. 2 to go take my fast repair. And wouldn't you know, everybody pitted, and I came out second. So, yeah, little luck, and was able to bring it home.
Well, man, it was definitely an awesome race. A lot of excitement. Every move, everything was just amazing all night. And a great job pulling off that win. It did not look like it was going to be an easy one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I do run these cars, every now and then when I get to race, so I have a little experience. But it was fun racing with Richie there. He raced me really clean, and feel bad for those 2 guys up front because they had the race locked up there. But hey, happens. So thanks to Make Something for sponsoring me in real life, and check out youtube.com/make something.
All right, man. Congratulations. Clay Kirchenbauer pulls off the win. Man, that was exciting. Keep an eye on YouTube for all the shorts coming soon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Wow, what an epic race. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.